Okay, so now to create something meaningful, right, we need to create our project from the very scratch. So I'll select the blank project and I'll name it my test, my first game. Yeah, so it's loaded an empty project. Let me go and choose a ground. Okay, this looks fine for the game I'm trying to make. uh, this is basically your avatar, which will be in your spawn position. So now I'm gonna adjust the scene to decrease the exposure a bit and change the sun direction, something like this. Okay, now it looks good. Let me change the sky as well. I will select this cloud. Now you can see, now the scene is looking something really nice. Now let me add some relevant objects. So what I'm gonna add, let me add this tree. This is basically a animated tree, where you can see the branches moving, right? And let me also add, a stone. Okay, all right, let us see like how the game works. I'll click on play. It will save all the settings and run the game. Since we haven't selected any character, you can see it pops the default Z-bot, right? All the collision and everything works well. But let me show you something interesting. We can go back to editor like this. So let me explain you something about collision, right? So right now the collision is object mode, but if you want to make it box mode, like let's say your geometry is super complex and you don't want all the vertices to be considered in collision, you can make this as box collision. And now if you preview it, this will act as a box, and you can see the character is standing in midair because it's now essentially a box, not like the proper geometry, right? This can create some serious problems, like issues in this format. Like let's say this is a tree, but here even though the tree is low poly, if I make the collision mode as box and then I preview, so the character will stop right here, which looks very unnatural. So it's up to you. Based on the geometry and everything, you can always have uh, any sort of collision mode. See, right now, see, the collision has been converted to object mode. First, let us understand how the manipulation of object works. For example, let's say we want this stone to go up and down, just like any platformer game. So we'll click on this. As I told you, you can rotate, scale and move your object. There is also shortcut for this. For example, right now you are in move mode. So if you press R, it will convert to rotation mode. And if you press S, it's gonna change to scaling mode, correct? So with these movements, we can manipulate an object. Also, we can copy objects. So if I click here, copy, it's gonna create a duplicate. Essentially, it's duplicating the object, right? You can also do this by pressing Shift D. And now there's another duplicate copy of this object. If you want to delete it, you can click on the object. You can either press delete button from your keyboard, or you can click over here, this cross icon, or you can click over here. You click, that object will be removed from the world. Again, if you press delete, same thing will happen, right? That's how you can populate your scene with different objects, right? Now, let's say you want to scale the object non-uniformly. You can click on scale and you can click this option free scale, which will allow you to scale the object in different direction manually in a non-uniform manner. And this way you can make an object stretched or adjusted as per the requirement of the scene. Next is snapping. Snapping is basically snapping the rotation, position, movement to certain predefined values. This is really helpful when you're rotating the object. For example, if I'm snapping, I turned on the snapping, it will rotate the object with 45 degree angle. So if you want to rotate, there is a straight wall, you want to rotate it at exact 90 degree, you can rotate with the help of snapping. Same thing will happen with move. It will move the objects in different intervals, like 5 5 2, and scale the same thing. But let's say you want to move the object with precise values, so you can always update the values over here, and the object will be rotated, move, rotate, or scale according to you. Yeah, it's, for example, I want to rotate the object 180 degree. So I can just enter the value over here, and that's how I can adjust all the parameters. If you want to reset a particular position, rotation, or scale, all you can do is click here. It's gonna revert all the settings back to the original one, like 111 000 respectively.